Good morning, family. Good morning, family. Don't forget, grow some trees, grow some food, grow something. Let's get started. Good morning, family. Today is an amazingly beautiful day. It is only 63 degrees right now. We have a high of 83, which I'm hoping we don't even make it to today. But I have been in the sukkah all week and doing things around the house, and I haven't been out here in the garden. So I thought I would come out here and see exactly what is going on out here. I've only been out here just to water. As you guys can see, the Meyer lemon tree is doing wonderfully. My collard greens are back. And of course, there's something living on them. Got some Swiss chard down there. My loquat tree needs to be moved to a new location. I still have a pepper plant that I have not planted yet. And as you can see, it's actually got little blooms on it. This was an overwintered, well, I guess it still is, an overwintered pepper plant. It gives me little blooms, but it hasn't actually put out any peppers yet. And look at these guys. They are so tall and they are still producing. These were the ones that were supposed to be the yellow peppers that were actually red. They went straight from green to red, and these guys are all over the place. As you can see, there is a red pepper on here. It has a little bit of sun scalding, but that is okay. I'm going to go ahead and take that one off today. And yeah, this has lots of blooms on here. Look at this guy. He's way up here. Just beautiful. So these under here are supposed to be, let's see if I can get to them. These are supposed to be purple bell peppers. So we're gonna see. You know, I bought most of these from the 99-cent only store, so a lot of them are mislabeled. They are peppers, but it's kind of hard to see exactly what peppers they are, because this one over here is also supposed to be a purple bell pepper, and as you can see, it is not. Do you see these peppers on there? Yeah. Those are not purple bell peppers. Okay, and over here I still have the Giletois cucumber, which I haven't been paying too much attention to. I got that first flush and I was really happy because it was actually growing. And as you can see, it is still doing well. It actually made it through all of this heat, which I think is really crazy. But I also have cucamelons that reseeded themselves from last year, and they are actually growing up in there also. Look at that, got some little ones on there too. So I'm just kind of letting that just do its thing and go wild. I actually need to take some of this old fruit off of here and let it put most of its energy into the newer fruit, because this heat, as you guys know, causes your edibles to do some crazy things. Look at that one. So yeah, I see some old fruit in here that actually needs to be taken out of there. As you can see, the basil is starting to go to seed, but I'm just gonna cut it back and see what it does. Something's been munching on this pepper over here. Hopefully it has moved on. I've got collard greens also coming back under there. And of course the chocolate mint is always doing beautifully. I did prune this lantana already, and look at this. It is already back up to 7 feet tall. Had so many limes this year on this little tree that I haven't been able to keep up with them. And as you can see, we got some that are turning yellow already. If you guys love Mexican limes, really get yourself a tree. This thing produces nonstop. It is constantly pushing out limes, and it pushes them out all year round if you are in a mild climate like I am. Look at this. Little tiny cocomelons. You know, cocomelons are another another one that actually had to teach me a lesson. I planted them from seed, and when they didn't take off, I mean, literally, it was like 2 months later and I still had nothing. And I thought they were just duds. I thought that the seeds didn't germinate. And it took about 4 months, literally 4 months later, they started sprouting up. And when I say it takes them almost all year long to start producing fruit, it was crazy. I'm glad they were in this container, because if not, I probably would have dug them up and planted something else. But they did reseed themselves, and they came back again this year. And like I said, they are all just tangled in here. And these guys probably sprouted up maybe around June. Look at that. We're in October now, and it is barely starting to push out little fruit. Oh, look at this. I didn't even see that in there, but yeah, I see now something has actually made its home in there. I don't know, maybe it has moved on, but it went from eating the leaves to actually eating the pepper. So I'm going to be taking that off of there also. This is my mandarin orange. And as you guys can see, this year it has actually given me fruit also. If you know the story, I bought this mandarin orange and most of my fruit trees at the beginning of the pandemic. And this one never gave me any fruit. So this is the first year that it has actually set fruit. And I cannot wait. Look at that, just beautiful. So here's a closer look at these peppers over here. So I'm thinking those might be serranos, I'm not sure. I'm not really a pepper person, but I will definitely be harvesting those. You guys, look at this color. Oh, I love lantana. It's just beautiful. You guys want a pollinator attractor in your garden? Get lantana. These guys are drought tolerant. There's no water source over here, none at all. There's no drip system, there's no overspray from sprinklers, nothing is over here. And this guy has been here for almost a decade, and look at that. If you guys have been following me, you know I pruned this down to the bone, and I just pruned it back last month, and it is already huge like this. And every morning I come out here and there are butterflies and hummingbirds all over this guy. They love it. All right, let's see what's around this way. This loquat tree, I'm definitely gonna have to find a new location for it. Sweet potato vine. Once again, the Meyer lemon. Then over here in this grow box, we have the Swiss chard. Oh, let's see how big you're getting. Yeah, look at that. I know I need to cut this back, but you know what? These flowers are so beautiful. This was the cinnamon mint, I think. What was this one? Oh, this is the cinnamon basil. 2 more pepper plants over here, and I see I have a little pepper coming in there. There's thyme over here and oregano. Got marigolds and snapdragons. Got some things over here that I'm actually just letting grow from seed. We have the tomato plants. I still haven't found a place for this lemongrass, so you know what? It's still in its container. Also have another lantana here. And this was Meyer lemon, I think. Yeah, this is the Meyer lemon. Oh, and something has been munching on my little loquat. That was actually just an experiment to see if I could get one to grow. Now, my poor tomatoes. Let's go take a look at them. So, this serrano pepper over here, I'm gonna have to stake it up. But as you can see, it actually has little peppers on it also. You know, this heat was pretty brutal this summer, and we had so many days with 100-degree plus weather. And I'm really surprised that anything actually survived out here, because I mean, the spider mites along with that heat was just brutal. So this is the last of my purple hull peas, which they were doing really well until the temperatures just started cooling off now. And now I'm getting all of this yellowing and dying back, but I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 tiny little hull on here. So I will be taking those off. I was trying to let them dry. Oh, I actually missed one right here. So, and another one over here. So, all right. Look at this mess over here. So like I said, the spider mites were brutal. I mean, spraying and dusting and nothing was helping. And look at the damage. This is horrible. I mean, the plant is still surviving, so I'm going to try to cut most of this off of here and see what actually comes of this. Look at this one. Just, these guys are brutal. But I'm still getting blooms. Still growing. And that's with all of them. So I'm hoping, you know, they can survive the next couple weeks. And we'll have a little bit of cooler temps for a while. And these guys can start producing. Because right now, they look terrible. I have my red grapefruit in there. I have the Nagami kumquat over here, which has just one little tiny fruit on there, which I should just take that off because it's not really going to do anything. See if I can get over here to these pepper plants. So these are the black cobra peppers. And they have been producing all summer long also. Do you guys notice the difference between these two plants? And they are actually supposed to be the same plant, but as you can see, this one is lighter in color and a little fuzzier, and this one actually has the dark green, smoother leaves. I don't know why, but they produce the exact same pepper. Just did a harvest on these, but they are still producing. I don't see any on this one. The kids, they were helping me fill these beds with all of the fall cleanup, and of course they just kind of throw things. They said just so much damage on these tomatoes, but they are still growing. Now look at this, you guys. So this is what surprised me yesterday. Do you guys see this Cosmo? It has grown all the way across the walkway here. If I stand this guy up completely, Look at that. This guy is about 7 feet tall. All right, so I am going to be shoveling today. I'm going to be taking all of that compost out of those bins over there, and I'm going to be transferring it over here to these beds. So that I can go ahead and get started. I know it's going to be like a seriously late start on everything, but you know, this is that year that I didn't plan on doing too much gardening. I wanted to let everything rest. Once again, I did do the stuff in containers, but that's about it. And I'm kind of glad I did, because this was a pretty weird year, especially with the foxes showing up. Look at this beauty, you guys. Look at these gorgeous little chrysanthemums. I transplanted these over here this year, and I'm really glad that I did. The blooms are a little smaller, but I'm quite sure once it gets used to its new location, that will all change. And these are the zinnias that I was finding all on the lawn, and every time I found one, I just popped them up and I stuck them over here in this bed. And as you can see, they are actually loving it. My beautiful hibiscus. Look at that beautiful bloom, you guys. That is just gorgeous. Beautiful. I see the dahlia is still pushing out little blooms over here too, huh? So, you know, this bed is coming along. You guys know this is the bed that the gopher just came through and just did so much damage. I don't know what's going on with the other one. The rose mallows came up, they bloomed, they were beautiful, but then this one over here, it just disappeared. So as you can see, these zinnias have powdery mildew on them, so I'm going to be cutting those down today also. So as you can see, this is the actual zinnias coming out right here, and it's just going across, and they are just coming up over there. It's just gorgeous. I'm really hoping that this arch stays covered with all of these beautiful climbing sunny Susan vines. I know they're going to die back some, but hopefully they will remain with some foliage on there. That is so funny, you guys. Remember the potato that I pulled out of this bougainvillea? Look at this. I guess there's still something else down in there. That one pomegranate is still holding on. This is another tree that I bought at the beginning of the pandemic. It was just a little guy, and it's way up here now. And it would give me beautiful blooms, and then they would drop them. This year it gave me the blooms plus fruit, and then it dropped all of the fruit. And then it actually bloomed for a second time this year, and it pushed out beautiful blooms. It gave me probably about 10 pieces of fruit, and then they all dropped except for this one. And I honestly don't know if they dropped or if the squirrels ate them, but that one has been hanging on, and I am definitely rooting for it. So this is the Fuji apple tree that I moved from the other side of the yard, and it actually made it through all of this heat also. And that is the Golden Delicious over there. It still has not given me not even a bloom, so I'm hoping that after this winter, maybe it will do a little better. Let's see if I can get in here and show you guys. It's beautiful. Look at that. There's one up there, but I can't get to it. You guys know, look at that. All of these hibiscus plants, I bought them a few years back on clearance. They were only a couple of dollars, and I think they were probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. There's actually 2 of them back there. The other is over on this side. This one is called Cuban Gold, and I don't see any blooms on it right now, but it does have lots of new foliage. So that is always a good sign. Look at that jungle in there. Oh, I've got to be able to get away to get in there and try to stop my neighbor's grass from growing through the fence constantly. So if you guys watched my fall cleanup, you know that I was over here and I pulled a lot of things out of here. I did leave this chrysanthemum. I pulled up the other ones, but look at this. So the Mexican heathers, they have actually been spreading. So there are several new plants in there. They've also been here for probably 3 years and they've never spread before, but they're spreading now. So if you guys are going to plant Mexican heathers, don't be surprised if you come out one day and all of a sudden you've got new plants everywhere. All right, anyway, I did not plan on this video being this long, but you know how it is when you get in the garden and the garden is transitioning from one season to the next. Look at Cousin It over here. Look at that. Like I said, the yellow ones you see, that's just 2 plants. 2 plants. 2 tiny little plants that were $1 on clearance. And every time I think that the orange ones, which were also 2 plants, have died, and then I find 1 or 2 flowers. There's one there, and there's one over there. So I actually love this arch. The kids love this little, as they call it, the tunnel. And once again, this is so funny. There's a potato plant over here. So like I said, I didn't plan on this video being this long, but I guess I'm just procrastinating and not wanting to start shoveling all of this stuff and moving everything over here to the beds. This is the little fig tree that popped up over there, the volunteer that popped up in the back bed. So as you guys can see, it's gotten some growth on it. It actually survived all of this heat also. It's looking a little dry right now. Like I said, I haven't been out here, so these guys definitely need some water. Another Cosmo plant. Look at this. Just gorgeous. I hate that all of this just looks so dry and so burnt up. But as long as it's giving me some beautiful color during the fall, all the way into the winter, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just let it grow, because there's not going to be too many things that are going to be blooming out here. The crepe myrtles, of course, will bloom. And I'm not sure exactly how long the zinnias are going to last me. And then, of course, I got the chrysanthemums. But even the hibiscus are going to start to die back also. Look at that. There's always a surprise somewhere. And this is how I know that the foxes are still around, because they come through here and they knock stuff off. But look at that. One daisy. When I started the fall cleanup, I chopped these guys all the way down. And of course, they haven't given up. The little black diamond crepe myrtle that actually sent out runners. So when the gopher came through and took out the original, I actually still have another plant. As you guys can see, I'm still talking. That's called procrastination. My sitting area over here, I had to come and actually stick plants over here to try to get a little shade for them this summer. So I haven't actually been able to sit over here. This little hibiscus, beautiful soft yellow. I always forget the name of this plant, but look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Just gorgeous. more zinnias, more chrysanthemums, and a whole lot of mess that needs to be cleaned up. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video so that I can actually get to work. And I will see you all in the next video. I'm just going to take a couple of these. Let's see. I said a couple. It's going to be 3. It's almost starting to turn.